was going to be a long shot, but to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. He wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second down, McCaffrey, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, remember, last year in Week 5, Gano was good from 63 away to beat the Giants on the final play. This not as critical of a kick or as long, but also not as successful.
You're exactly right about that. I was fortunate enough to be on the call for that game, and me and my crew, we got to see him. And when they lined up, we thought, that's a long way. We know he's got a big leg, and then he hammered it. Probably would have been good up to about 70 yards. And after the game, the head coach, Ron Rivera, told the media that his special teams coach had told him, hey, he's good up to 65, coach. And each game, that's what the special teams coach does. Evaluates the distance, lets the head coach know.
Yeah, no doubt he's got the leg, but this time couldn't put it through. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Hey, 66.
Brady. Going for the deep ball. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
11 yards and a Panther first down.
Stop your whining. Great.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete. Good coverage that time by Derwin James.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong, you know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Mike 56, Mike 56. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Regular.
On 1st down, Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first.
Wait, 66. 66. 65.
On play action, it's Brady. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. To throw is Brady. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. To throw, it's Brady. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Brady. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something that feels...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Wait, set.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Newton. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. McCaffrey following the penalty. Levante David in on the tackle.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On 2nd down, Michelle. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On 1st and 10, Newton. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
That is caught inside the 5. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a 1st down to boot. Now it's Newton. Buying time to his left. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control, and yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. So we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
An ideal beginning of the drive there, as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. Brady now, 6 of 17 throwing the ball, only 35%, but he does have a 1st and 10. They run with Howard, and they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38, Brady. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Wait, 20. 56. Hey. Rip. Month's 56. Month's 56. You remember me? Hey, Alabama.
Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They run the counter. It's Howard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Man, I got you.
Brady now to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 4th touchdown on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. The extra point, not exactly a thing of beauty, but it does ricochet home. And that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as it kicks away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
That's it. Big hit.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
The Panthers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Newton now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, this is McCaffrey. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. following the fumble recovery. Newton. He's going to take a shot, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now Howard. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Again, it's Howard. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And the delay of game penalty makes this much more difficult. 3rd and 8.
Let's go out. No, 66. Mike, 56, right there, 56.
Now Brady. And he finds Howard complete. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Call it a gain of 3. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. .44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Throwing is Newton. He gets it to Thomas. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Newton to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do...
And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Here's Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
I know you felt that.
Well, that's a good first step, but several steps still to go.
They still have time for the possible game-winning field goal. Time for them to be quick and hurry at the same time.
Now Newton. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there. And now it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From the 50, Newton. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Now it's Newton. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's the Panthers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines.
Let's go. Let's go. At their own 20-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. So it all rests now on the right foot of the kicker, Matt Gay. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So it all rests now on the right foot of the kicker, Matt Gay. This from long, very long range. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
Wait, that's 29. Alpha. I'm coming.
On first down, they run with Howard. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a